many individuals are looking at the various lapses in security sectors and so forth. You have 911, you have this Christmas of '09 attempt terrorist attack, you have the CIA blowing up in Afghanistan. So many different things that happening, and you want to know, with all the high tech, the airport screen, and people getting through knives and all this stuff and so forth. And recently or today I saw where Israel Ben Gurion Airport, you don't have no hijacking out of that airport, and you have less terrorist attacks out of there and so forth, because they do racial profiling and they do some serious screening. So I'm going to deal with Israel first. Basically, there's an attorney, a Palestinian attorney, who says that he has also been profiled and given the rough treatment, and he basically is innocent. He has no intentions of doing any terrorist attacks. So yes, if you discriminate against everybody that potentially could be a terrorist, then you may not have an attack. And Israel does it with impunity, and they're doing fine. Should the rest of the world and America follow to follow Israel? I say we can't, because Israel is in the Middle East there, and seem to be prospering and doing some great work, and everybody saying, wow, look, the Israelis, the Mossad and all this. But you know what? If they don't get no big subsidies from America, that $12 billion a year, they'll be just like nothing in the desert. They'll just disappear. But they're getting this big bucks, and they're getting a lot of help from around the world, and the Israeli people around the world sending money to Israel, and so they're doing well. It's not necessarily because of they're so smart and so good on intelligence make them prospering, because folks are giving them the money. Now, if the money stop flowing, then you can see exactly what really could happen. So what's happening in the other rest of the world, where things are happening and folks just not seeing what's happening? The enemy again has come in and told these folks that if you contact psychics are very good and they could help you solve problems. Well, I don't know what they think psychics are, because you see, when God was running Israel, and Israel said, look, we want no part with you. In fact, they rejected the prophet, and the prophet cried to God, and God said, listen, they're not rejecting you and wanting a king, because all along they've had prophets and everything was good. I was running Israel through the prophets, but now they want to reject me, so they're saying they want a king. And he warned them the king's going to take away the kids and the wives and all this kind of problems. So Saul, who eventually brought the kingship down to the end, when he became so evil and God had left him and he needed some guidance, he went to the psychic. He went to this witch of Endor, and she recognized him. She said, wait, you're coming to set me up here, you want to get me killed or what? No, I need your help, because God had left him. So it's only when God has left some people they'll want to go to psychics, because psychics are working with Satan. Now the key is this, that Satan is the one that is creating the terror in the world. And when you go to his agents to help you to prevent terror, I mean, isn't that foolhardy? Is it going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is this. You can only be able to solve crimes, but with God you'll be able to prevent it. So that when they do the psychic thing and they align themselves with Satan, nothing is going to happen. They won't be able to solve nothing. They can just be, solving, prevent things. They'll only be able to solve the crimes. But then that's one part. But, it's Satan straight up. I've had some experiences with policemen that if it were that this is the way they are, then again, this is another reason why they can't stop stuff but only solve crimes after they happen. Once I was in LA, and the Los Angeles Sheriff Department were going to take my vehicle away, and I presented my number plate, and then he asked me for my driver's license, and when I asked him why you want to then he asked me, are you on probation and parole? I said, why are you asking me that? He arrested me, took me to jail, and in his narrative he said I attacked him with my keys, I was raising my voice and I was carrying on, and they tell me drop my keys, and then they took me to jail for resisting. Okay, now I'm in Jacksonville. The guy pulls me over, the sheriff pulls me over in Jacksonville, Florida. My light had a crack, so he said, look, your light has a crack, I want you to sign this, fix it, thing. Yes, I ain't signing nothing. He said, well, I got to take you to jail, bro, if you don't sign this. So I said, okay. So he said, come out of the car. So I came out and I signed it. When I handed him back, he grabbed my penis and ran away to my right. Now, he was looking beyond me. When I look around, his partner was at the back of me. I didn't know a cop had backup had come, but he was on the back of my vehicle. Now, when he ran away from me, he was supposed to shoot me, saying that I attacked this guy and he ran away. Um, Another time, the highway patrol, I stopped in the highway and the highway patrol came over and told me not to come out of the vehicle. He said I'm supposed to stop on the highway and take pictures or do nothing. So he's going to write me up some tickets. But while he was talking to me, a car pulled up at the back of me and doing the same thing that I was doing. But this guy who was driving the car was white, so he just went and write me up the tickets. He came back, the guy was still there. And while he's handing me tickets and telling me all this, the car pulled off and just left. So when they're doing wrong stuff, racial stuff, because you're black, they're going to lock you up. Because you're poor, they're going to take you to jail so they could get money. Then it's the same satanic thing. So this guy who is so dishonest and so scampish and writing you speeding tickets when you're not speeding and say you went through the light so he could search your car and all that. When they do all that, it's over. They will see somebody's coming up there that is black and they're going to stop him. Oops, he's a terrorist. Look, all his guns and all his drugs he has. Good. But when the friend's coming through, they're going to just wave him on. Hey man, what's up? And that guy can pass, and next thing, bam, I'm going to check. You blow up the place. So they're going to be prejudiced, and the prejudice is going to lead to ignore people who they should really stop. So bottom line is that unless the screeners and the security men decide to work with God, decide to be truthful and honest and respectful and do the law without prejudice and whatever, unless they do that, it's just going to be a waste of time. This is why they're not being able to stop anything, because they don't seem to want to do the right thing.